Hello everyone. I welcome you all to this course of learning the Microsoft Project Planning MSP software for the project development process. I am glad enough that you all have joined this particular course because for conducting the project planning of the mega projects or whenever you want to do the micro planning of the project, it becomes tedious to do the calculations as well as draw the network manually. So one need to switch to the computational way, and this is one of the method for development of the project network as well as doing the calculation and analysis in the computerized speedy way. So in this particular course we will discuss various aspects of the Microsoft project planning utilization. We will start with the part of basics of project, a quick revision about the meaning of project, then what are the essential elements of project, how we can develop the particular network utilizing the project. Then soon after we will continue with the comparison of the network analysis manually and the same thing done on the Microsoft Project Planner. That we will do for critical path method, numerical, and soon after that we will continue the another problem that will be the analysis of a project using the program evaluation and review technique. The third step of this course is related to the complete project development process. We will take a particular case in which we will write up various activities that are included in the project. We will assume the durations and then we will start the process of developing a complete project on MSP. So this is how we will work together. This is how step by step we will increase our capacity of thinking and we will try to fully utilize the functions given in the software for the benefit of the organization as well as for ourselves. So moving ahead, now we will start with the basic part of project management. Some of the basic definitions we will go through and then we will switch to what learnings we will be taking. The one of the important part, what I want to say is that while conducting this process of project development, it is very necessary that one should follow the sequential steps for the development. These sequential steps are written in very easy way in this particular course. So one should note all that particular important steps and while conducting the project development process, we will go step by step in the same sequence. So it will become very easy for understanding. Okay. So now we will start with the part of basics of project and we will switch to the mode of presentation. Right. So as you can see over here, our aim is to learn about the application of Microsoft Project Planner for the process of project development. So first we should remind, what do you mean by the project? A project means any undertaken specific task which require duration and resources for its successful completion. Even we know that the project can be certain about which we are having some idea or it can be uncertain about which we do not have idea at all. Now some of the characteristics of the project is, we know that what we want to do, that means it is aim oriented, it has fixed unique objectives, how to achieve your aim you should be aware of it, it has an owner, either it can be a client, it can be a person or a group, it requires specific time for its completion, it consumes resources. Again, there are various types of resources, we will take a quick glance on it also. It needs logical flow of activities. Activities means the specific tasks that are undertaken to complete the project. It is a temporary endeavor. It means that any project which starts is supposed to be completed and end up, and thus we say it is a temporary endeavor. Moving ahead. So while doing a particular project work, we need to accomplish the activities, we need to carry out the activities, and these activities means work require the resources. We have broadly divided the resources into 5 categories. It can be man, like manager, employee, labor, mason. Depending upon the project, the man resource changes. Machine, money, material, and motivation. Some important planning steps. What do you mean by work breakdown structure? Any project is consisting of various activities. All these activities means work are consisting of sub-activities. So the proper grouping in the logical sequence is called as the work breakdown structure. Again, we will take a small example. If you want to do the construction, we divide the construction work into two parts, substructure and superstructure work. Sub means below the ground level and superstructure means above the ground level. Then further in substructure, we consider the various activities like marking, excavation, then PCC footing, then step column work, refilling work. And in superstructure, we consider the work of columns and beam casting, slab casting, brickwork, plastering, flooring, finishing, plumbing. So what we have done is that we have just divided the complete project into smaller sections, but in the logical sequence. This is called as work breakdown structure. Scheduling is the process of assigning the duration to all the activities. Now the question is that from where we will get the duration? For the certain types of project, the duration is assigned on the basis of experience of the similar project. But in uncertain type of project, this duration will be written in the terms of probability. It means that there will be three durations: optimistic time, that will be very less, likely time, and the pessimistic time, means the worst condition. So depending upon the type of your project, the duration is assigned to the activity. This process of assigning the duration and arranging the activities in logical sequence is called as scheduling. Resource allocation. As we have discussed that for the completion of activities, the activity are in need of the various resources. So to allocate the amount of resource that will be required by the activity is called as resource allocation process. Now look over here. In this particular figure, we can see a circle, arrow, and some of the labels. So in the circle, I is written, whereas on the another circle, it is J. I means the initial event and J is the ending event. Event is what? Event is the specific or the instant of time. So for the activity A, I and J are starting and ending events. So the project is consisting of activities and event. Now we will move ahead and we will learn about the project development steps in Microsoft Project Planner. So let me tell you that there are several steps that we need to follow while developing the project in Microsoft Project Planner. One need to keep in mind all these steps, and in the further lecture we will discuss all these steps one by one. But yet I will explain in quick way that how we will be developing our project work. So initially, when you want to develop your project in Microsoft Project Planner, you need to decide that when your project is going to start. Then depending upon the organization and geographical region, the working calendar changes. Working calendar means the number of the days and the number of hours the particular person needs to work in the organization. So it differs from company to company, firm to firm. So when you want to develop a project for a particular firm, you should assign the working calendar of that firm. Assign the corresponding calendar. Then we will list up various activities, what are included in the project work, and then we will group in the sequence and we will create a proper work structure. We will break the complete activities into sub-activities. This is called as work breakdown structure. Then we will insert the work breakdown structure. Then we will learn how to insert the task or activity list in the software. We will define the sub-activities, how we can show or how we can express to the software that a particular activity is having so many sub-activities, the method of inserting sub-activities. We will insert the milestone, that is also called as event, so as to have a better controlling. We can enter the recurring task, that also we will learn over here. Recurring task, the task which keeps on repeating after some interval of time, periodic time, maybe the meeting schedule, or maybe the checking, or maybe the auditing process. Then create the resource list. We will create a complete list that what are the various resources that will be required. Then we will allocate the resources to the particular activities. Yes, let me tell you that we are going to do all these steps in our course. Process to read the resource graph. We will assign and fix cost for the activities. As you must be aware that the project is consisting of two costs, direct cost and indirect cost, out of which, depending upon the duration of project, the total cost curve is achieved. So the fixed cost we can enter in this Microsoft Project Planner so as to get the total effect of the project cost. Yes, we will insert that also. We will schedule the resources. Even if you know the concept of resource labeling, which means that at a particular day the consumption of resource is minimum, whereas on certain days the resource consumption is maximum. So this process is to bring the maximum level of the resource to some extent on the average level, so that huge amount of money can be saved from balancing the activities in such a way that the resource consumption becomes around equal on each day. We will use the various tools given in it, how to use the filter for finding out the critical path, how to sort the data, various tables, how to set the report, how you can track your project with the actual execution of work. Once you track the actual progress of the project, then you can update your project in this Microsoft Project Planner. You can reschedule the incomplete task. We will learn all these steps one by one in the further lectures. We will learn how to display the project statistics, how to format the Gantt chart, how to see the network styles and how we can edit it. Even we will learn that how we can save our project work as a template so that further we can utilize the same project with little changes. We can organize that what we want to take out the print, what we want to see in the results. And then finally, whatever the work you have done, how to convert it into black and white. That means printing of report. So this is how we will be conducting the various steps. So in this lecture, we have discussed some of the basic part of the project development process. Even we have seen that the various steps that we will be following in the further lectures. It is necessary that you should write down or you should keep in mind the various steps, because we will be conducting our development process in MSP on the basis of this sequence of step only. So we will stop over here. Thank you.